Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cricut craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional bonus live video. It's a completely free way to help support my channel, and I really truly appreciate it. Today we are going to talk about how to do a peekaboo glitter cup. And we're going to make this really cute one for Disney. It has little Mickey Mouse heads inside of it, and you notice you can't see them from the outside because they're covered in glitter. This is a really fun project to do, and you can do a lot with it. There's so many fun ways to do this. We're going to do this with a cup that you probably wouldn't want to drink out of or wash too often. However, you can do this with epoxy, and if that's one you guys want to see, please let me know in the comments down below. I will make an epoxy video to show you guys how you can do this so you can actually use this cup. I'm going to use this to hold change for a trip to Disney. So let's go over to Design Space so I can show you how to make your decals, and we can get started. In Design Space, we are going to make our little decals for our peekaboo wine glass. This is super fun, and you can be really, really creative and pretty much put anything you want on your wine glass. So I'm going to use an image that I uploaded. I'm going to need to go to my, oops, not that. I'm going to use an image that I uploaded. I'm going to view all because I have no idea where it is, but it is somewhere in here. But you can use just about anything that you want. I do recommend something that can be cut pretty small, nothing with a ton of detail, because I think you're going to lose a lot of your detail when you go to cut this. I am probably going to do this Mickey head, and I'm going to insert the image, but I'm going to show you, see how he is set to a print and cut? All I'm going to do is change this to no fill, and he's going to be set to a cut immediately. Very, very easy to do, just super simple. So we're going to make it a lot smaller. I need these to be pretty tiny because I'm going to put quite a few of them on. I'm going to do them about half an inch. I'm going to do really little ones, and I'm going to duplicate this guy a whole bunch of times. If I end up with extras, it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I would rather have too many than not enough. Now, if you're going to do this with a colored vinyl, just be sure that this vinyl is the same color on the front than the back, because you're going to actually be seeing the adhesive side of these and not the regular side that you would normally see, because we're sticking them inside the glass. So if you wanted to use something that was like glittery or something, you're not going to see that glitter through the glass. So you'll want to make sure that whatever color you choose, you just do a couple, you just double check that back. So I made a bunch. I'm literally just duplicating them a whole bunch of times. If I have too many, again, I can totally reuse these on other things. So I just want to make sure I have lots and lots and lots to choose from, and that way I can easily make this. So then we can choose our wine decal. You can have it match what you want, like your design to be, or you can just do like fun shapes and then put like a silly wine quote on there. Just to save myself some time, I'm going to see if there are any good wine quotes on Design Space. So all I'm going to do is search wine, and we'll see what comes up. It's been a little bit slow today, so we may just end up doing something Disney related and be done with it. I don't know. We'll see. But I think this is going to take too long, and it's going to get on my last nerve. So I think we'll just do something else completely different. So we'll just do a text, and let's just say I dream of, and then we can do Disney, maybe in a Disney font. Now, again, Design Space has been a little bit slow, and I'm not even sure I have a Disney font in this computer, but let me look and see if I downloaded it. Yes, I do have that one. Okay, so we're going to use that for Disney, and for I dream of, we will just use something a little more plain, nothing too crazy. I like to try to keep, if I'm going to do kind of a fun font, well, that's not it. If I'm going to do a really fun font for part of it, I want to do a less exciting font for another part. So we'll just do I Dream of Disney. And let's go here, and we'll just look for that font again. This is Waltograph, and it is from DeFont, so you can absolutely find that one. And I'm going to size it down a little bit, and I actually think I'm going to change this. I think I want it to say Take Me To. So let's make this Take Me To, and I'm going to change the font again. Again, this, you can do whatever you want. This is where you get to kind of put your own flair on things. You get to decide what you like and what you want your designs to look like. There is no right or wrong way to do crafts. You can do whatever you want. This is one of my favorite fonts. And I always use it, and I think I'm going to go with it for this one because I think it's really cute. And I think it looks cute with the Disney. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see. I can make this a little bit bigger. And I think that looks really good. And the nice thing is if we have some of these extra little mice, we can put the little mice somewhere else. So we'll do that. We're going to go ahead and attach all of those together. And then our mouse heads, we will just let Design Space kind of figure out where it wants to put those. Click on Make It. And it's going to do our little decal. It's going to put all of our mice and our little decal here. So again, remember, if you have something that you're going to put on the inside of the glass that is words, you'll want to mirror it. Because our decal is going on the outside, we don't need to mirror anything, and our mouse heads are going to be the same way no matter which way we go. I'm going to get this cut out on some vinyl, and then I'm going to show you guys how to apply all the little mouse heads, and then we're going to get to glitter. I've cleaned our glass with alcohol, and then I cut out our little Mickey heads just on some white vinyl. I decided to do white because I'm going to do a deep red glitter. So all I'm going to do, I'm not even going to use transfer tape on these, to be honest, because they're just like little tiny stickers. And all I'm going to do is just stick them all over the glass where I'm going to cover with glitter. So you don't want to go all the way up the glass unless you really want to cover the whole thing. But if you do that, you really can't drink out of it. So I highly recommend just placing them towards like the bottom of the cup, maybe going midway up at the most if you want to. For this, I am definitely going to try not to glitter too high up because I do want to be able to use the cup. Now we need to add the adhesive. We are going to use some Mod Podge, and this is a glossy. And what I'm doing is just taking a pretty generous amount on a sponge brush and brushing it all around our cup. You want to make sure that you try to keep a fairly even line around your cup. You could use electrical tape or painter's tape to help you keep that nice even line. But for me, I'm fine with it being a little bit jagged. I'm pretty good at keeping a fairly even line. You want to make sure that you don't have a lot of streaking in your Mod Podge. So once you put on that first coat, gently go around your cup and make sure any of those streaks or really thick spots of the Mod Podge are gone. And you can always add more if you need to. Just take your time with this part and make sure that you are adding enough Mod Podge to cover your cup and you don't have any thin spots. But don't worry, because you can go back with a second coat of Mod Podge if you need to. I'm going to let my Mod Podge sit and dry once I've made sure that I've covered my entire cup. Right now, I'm just trying to make sure I have a clean edge, so I took a rag and just wiped around the edge of our cup to clean it up. And then I'm going to set it on a piece of parchment paper because the parchment paper lets go of glitter a lot easier than cardstock. On a piece of parchment paper. The parchment paper really lets go of the glitter, so it's a great product to use if you are worried about your glitter and want to make sure that you hang on to it, any of the extra. So what I'm going to do is I just have the sprinkly end open, like the big end, if that makes sense, and I'm just going to sprinkle glitter on this. Now I'm going to be careful because I obviously don't want to get it all over my table and make a giant mess. So I'm going to go little section by little section. And don't worry if you spill like a whole ton onto your parchment paper, we can save that glitter, it's fine. And like I said, we are going to do a second coat of glitter because we want this to be nice and thick. So if it's not super coated the first time, do not worry because we're going to let this dry for a while. We're going to try to let this dry for several hours. That way the parchment paper, or the Mod Podge under here is good and cured and So then here is what we have so far, and you can see the little Mickeys inside. So cute. Now, you'll note that we didn't put our decal on yet. We always wait until we have done everything with the glitter to put on our decal. So I'm going to let this sit over here and dry on a piece of cardstock just to keep it safe. I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of this leftover glitter back into my glitter jar. because you can see there's a ton of glitter here. So what I've done, I pre-creased my parchment paper, and that just helps so that it's easier to pour your glitter back into your jar. So all I'm going to do is just pour that back in. This is a great way to save any glitter because glitter can be kind of expensive depending on what kind you're using. The next thing that we need to do is add that second coat of Mod Podge. To do that, you are going to actually dab your cup rather than wipe it on. That way you aren't losing as much glitter as you might with the wiping it on method. You're going to dab that on and do it fairly thick, and you want to make sure that you get into any of those parts that you see that might be a little bit thin with the glitter, because that will help more glitter adhere to those thinner portions. The clip for this got corrupted, but I just did the same thing where I just sprinkled more glitter on top of that layer of Mod Podge and put it over the parchment paper. So it's the same thing as the first step. I've let the Mod Podge dry overnight, and all I'm going to do now is just take a old t-shirt, and I'm just going to get all the extra glitter off the edges and just kind of wipe the glass. You can use a little brush or pretty much anything, but you just want to get any of the glitter that has fallen onto the glass itself. So once you've gotten pretty much all of that off, we need to seal it. Now, again, you guys know I hate Mod Podge. Do not seal with Mod Podge because you will not be happy. It will cloud, it will look like junk. It's just not the best product for sealing. So what we're gonna do is take some painter's tape, and you don't have to be exact with this line, but you wanna get it pretty close to your glitter, but you don't want it on your glitter. And I'm just going to put my painter's tape all along my glass. And I'm going to cover my glass all the way to the rim with painter's tape. And you can always use something like paper if you wanted to kind of like tape to your painter's tape to cover the rest of the glass. But I'm just going to go ahead and cover it with painter's tape. Don't worry if you have some bubbles in it. It's fine. It won't affect what we're doing. So we're just going to go ahead and put painter's tape all around our cup, and then I'm going to show you guys how you can seal this so that it looks really professional and really nice without using epoxy. Now the last step is to seal in your glitter. We're going to use Rust-Oleum Triple Thick Glaze. I put 3 total coats on, but I'm just going to show you guys 1 coat. All you need to do is just do this in an open area. I did this outside on top of a box. There's my dog. She needed to get involved. Make sure that you do keep this away from kids and pets, and you do, again, do this in a well-ventilated area. Just spray a nice coat onto your cup, and you're going to want to make sure that you cover all sides of the cup, so make sure you're going around it and make sure you get that bottom as well. You'll do 3 relatively thin layers of the triple thick. You can do more than 3, but 3 tends to work. And finally, it's time to apply our decal. We're going to use some Blue Grid transfer tape for this one, and this is a medium tack transfer tape. It works really, really well. Just burnish it down, real simple to do, and peel it off the backing. I did use Oracal 651 for this decal. I'm just going to place it on my cup and line it up as best I can with the glitter. And this is one of my favorite little sayings. I think this cup came out so, so cute. So once you get your decal on to your cup, go ahead and use your squeegee and burnish it down. Because this has some pretty thin letters, I'm going to burnish it really, really well just to make sure none of those letters come up. And I want to make sure that I get everything well pressed because we don't want any lifting on our cute decal. Once you have it well burnished down, you can just peel up your transfer tape and your letters should stick to your glass. This was such a fun project. I really enjoyed making it. I hope you guys had so much fun learning how to make our adorable Mickey Mouse peekaboo glass. Here is our finished cup. I love how it came out. It was so much fun to do. Now, with the Krylon spray, you're still not going to get that nice, smooth, glassy finish, and you may have a little bit of glitter flake. I wouldn't necessarily recommend washing this one too often, or if you do, just make sure you're only washing the inside. This is not the ideal way to make these cups, but they make a beautiful display piece. And the nice thing is you don't have to use these just for wine. This could be a really fun cup to like hold change, to help, you know, save for a trip to Disney. You could use it to hold maybe some pens, makeup brushes, lots of cool things. And look at how cute that is inside. These peekaboo wine glasses are really, really fun. And if you guys want to see one done with epoxy, let me know, because if we do one with epoxy, we will be able to actually wash this, use it, and drink from it. This one is more of just a display piece, but it gives you an idea on how fun these are and how easy they are to make. You can do a lot with them and put anything you want on the inside, including words. Just remember, if you use any kind of words, you do want to make sure you mirror them. But I think this came out really, really fun. I am going to use mine to put like change in so that I can start saving for our next Disney trip. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional bonus live video. I hope you guys have an amazing day and happy crafting!